Back to Galvic's YouTube channel. I hope you're doing well. If you sell to customers in Colorado, then you may be required to collect and remit sales tax even if you're not physically located there. So let's get started to understand when you need to get registered and when you have a nexus in the state. Firstly, what is sales tax nexus? It is, simply put, a connection between the state and your business that obligates you from collecting sales tax and remitting it to the state. Now, when do you know that you have this? In two conditions. One is physical nexus, two is economic nexus. So, physical nexus is basically set by a physical presence in the state. So, if you have an office, an inventory warehouse in the state, or if you have any employees that are working in the state for your business, or if you do conduct any sales activities, even if they are temporary in the state, then that makes you qualified for having a physical presence and triggers a physical nexus. So you will need to start registering for sales tax. In case you do not have any of these physical presences, then you may be required to check onto your sales volume and number of transactions, because that will trigger something called economic nexus, which again obligates you to start collecting sales tax. So when do you know that you have this? It depends on if you cross a sales threshold of $100,000 or not. And what exactly is calculated for this $100,000? This is where a lot of businesses get really confused and get their sales tax processes incorrect. So, the first question you ask yourself is, are marketplace sales excluded from the economic threshold calculation? The answer is yes. Sales made through a marketplace facilitator like Amazon, eBay, Etsy, any of those are excluded from the threshold calculation in Colorado. And those sales will not be calculated. So you have to calculate all the sales apart from that to determine whether you reach the nexus threshold or not. Now, the next question you ask yourself is, are wholesale or resale transactions excluded from the economic threshold? The answer again is yes, they are in fact excluded from the threshold calculation in Colorado. And the next one is, are non taxable or exempt sales excluded from the economic threshold calculation? The answer again is yes, non taxable sales are excluded from the nexus threshold in Colorado. However, for all of these non taxable exempt sales, you'll need to put all of the documentation intact to prove their exempt status. Now, once you know that after calculating all of this correctly, you have in fact actually crossed the threshold of $100,000, then you will be required to register for sales tax on the state's official portal. And for these steps, you can check out our tutorials on the page, Galvix's page, which may be upcoming if it's not already there. If you need help with this, you can also reach us out at galvix.com. We are a sales tax compliance solution. We help you with figuring out where your nexus is, where you're approaching, where you're already exposed, and also take care of your registrations, returns, and all of that sales tax related kind of stuff. Check us out at galvix.com and let us know how this video was. If you have any questions with Colorado sales tax or any other state in the US for your business, we're here to help you. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye.